You already know what time it is, man. The young GOAT in the building. Make sure you tune in to True Hill Heat Podcast.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Hill Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is True Hill Heat, and I said it right, you motherfuckers.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter because I ain't paying Elon Musk for nothing. And we are here for our TNA Slammiversary 2024 preview. And you know how we do on these pay-per-view previews. It's going to be me and one of my esteemed colleagues, friends from the wrestling media world. And I got one of the best entertainer extraordinaires out there on streaming, on Fightful, on everywhere else. She is one of my co-hosts over on the ROH/TNA post show on Fightful. She is the third co-host nowadays on Grap City as well, and a part of the Nation of Domination of Fightful. The one, the only, the star, Cresta Starr is here.
Oh yeah, brother. Thank you so much for that introduction, SP3. And you're watching True Hill Heat, yeah. Because the cream always rises to the heat. I don't know. I got too many canoopers. How are you, True Hill Heat, SP3?
It's been too long. I've been saying that a lot with these pay-per-view previews. I've been inviting some of my favorites back on here as of late, and you've always been one of our favorites here. You know, you used to be known for the mustache, the Stokely Hathaway mustache, whenever you showed up over here.
I haven't done the mustache in so long because, don't get me wrong, mustaches are important, but No Shave November is right around the corner. But it takes me longer to do my mustache for it to still fall off under these lights. Especially the summer. Listen, y'all beard is connected. This is prosthetics. So last thing I want to do is be in the middle of the rant like, this guy sucks and my mustache falls off. I just gotta leave.
It's like, oh, the bit's over.
And like, how you talking shit, Cresta? And your left side of the mustache won't stay on. This is me.
Hey, you got me there.
Just because you're right, don't mean you gotta say it out loud.
You ain't gotta put me on blast like that. Damn.
Austin.
Damn. Oh, but no, thank you so much for joining me today. Always enjoy our chats. Always enjoy chopping it up with you, especially when it comes to your expertise, when it comes to TNA and TNA Impact. I love your reviews with Joe Pearl over on Fightful. So you were the right person to call on for TNA Slammiversary, or as our good friend Kate calls it, the anniversary of slams. And we are here to discuss the big show tomorrow night, Saturday, July 20th, from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Your good friend Joe Pearl taking a train over there today. I had to fill in for him over on In the Wee, so it's only right that then I get to do a show with you. So
you're getting a 2-for-1.
You know, double whammy. A
They're
whammy.
like the Motor City Machine Guns.
Hey, we about to go to NXT. Look at us.
Listen, I just saw Sean's tweet that was like a well done. I'd be like, Motor City Machine Guns. It's like, not Motor City Machine Guns. So I'm holding my breath.
Hey, I think we're gonna see them in the WWE very, very soon. But we're talk about some WWE as it connects to this show, because we're gonna have some WWE representation on this show. But we appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on this video. You could also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, if you're watching on any of those platforms, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you, hear your thoughts, hear your predictions for TNA Slammiversary tomorrow night. But of course, if you want to have your comment highlighted on screen, you got a question, a hot take, a prediction you want to have read out, you could send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors you see on screen with us here. And I have 2 4-year-olds, and my daughter is really, really tall for 4 years old. So I need the clothes. So send those super chats. Send the love. But yes,
my daughter is really tall.
She's really tall. She is really tall. She's tall. She's one half of a twin, and she's taller than her twin. Like, it's weird.
Wait, aren't
weird.
you?
No. My missus was a twin in, her mother's stomach, but I guess she was like.
She said, "I'm Sami Zayn and my sister." That's not funny.
That one didn't survive. She's the only one that came into the world, and then she passed on the twin gene when we had our kids. One shot, one deal, one boy, one girl. So.
So you got the matching set.
Yes, got the matching set.
Sometimes you get oops all girls, oops all boys. It's like got the matching set.
The matching set. One shot, one kill. Hey, she's like, we ain't doing that no more.
We ain't doing that again, ever again. Listen, 2 for 1, hell on earth. I don't even have any kids. I can't imagine having one, but a 2 for 1 special. Octomobs.
Don't get me down that rabbit hole. I'll be talking about 90 Day Fiance out here. Like, well, come on. You know how I roll.
Nah, man. I will talk about everything but wrestling and wrestling.
That's what I just did with Jeremy on In the Weeds. We were talking about, my daughter came in with a drawer handle that she took. She was like doing Blue's Clues, and she was like hinting at me that we needed to clean the house. She came in with her
crazy.
She had a sponge in her brassiere. She pulled it out and showed the sponge. She's like, oh, look at me, I have a sponge. And then she brought in Febreze, and then everybody in the chat were trying to figure out what she was trying to say. She was trying to tell me to clean the drawer handles. That's what I got from her clues.
Bro, little kids, the worst. That's like when you open up a bag of chips. You know, I like chips. I like that flavor of chips. And one time my dad got me these chips and I really liked them.
She came in, she was talking about funny videos. It was so good. So good.
Get off of YouTube, Dad. I remember you told me get off of YouTube. You get off of YouTube, Dad.
You get off of the YouTubes. We got Joel Pearl in the chat joining us. He says that she was calling you filthy.
Damn.
Filthy Tom Lawler out here.
I was gonna say filthy SP3 getting ran down by your own faction mate at that.
I told everybody. Joel Pearl brought the Bloods and the Crips in the Bronx together, and like he out here calling me filthy. You see how they do us?
He's Canadian. He's trying his hardest. Listen, he thought you could take the 7 train to Bayside or Bay Ridge or someplace that was not where the 7 goes. It's okay. He don't know no better. To be fair, I don't know no better about Canada geography either. I know Toronto, Ontario, nice.
Montreal, where Brett got screwed. That's what I know.
That's all I know.
I just know it based on anything I heard from wrestling. Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Yeah. The Heart Dungeon. Ask me to point to it on the map. This is me. I know the Heart Dungeon's out there.
We just know certain wrestling geography. That's what we know. We got Eric Isaacs in the chat says, "Hey THH, happy Slammiversary indeed." We also got Myron Kidd who says, "Congrats to TNA for selling out Slammiversary. Saw a photo of them setting up the stage. First time in a long time that they're setting up days before a TNA event." And I'll ask you, since you watch TNA Impact every single week, how excited, like 0 to 10, are you for Slammiversary?
I'm gonna say this.
He appears, I believe in Joe Hendry.
I was supposed to do that last night and I messed up the whole soundboard. That was for you, Joe Pearl. I'm honestly, from someone, it's so weird for me, for someone who's like, ew, TNA, that's what are we watching? So now every week I'm like, guys, I understand that TNA may have been crap this week, but I need you to watch it. I need you to watch it. Or guys, I was sports entertained. I'm happy for them. Just the growth and watching the ups and the downs. And on a personal level, I was a little concerned where the roster might be after D'Amore's dismissal or firing or he left. I was worried about where the direction of TNA is going to go. So far, it hasn't been terrible. And I'm excited for Slammiversary. Selling out Slammiversary is a big deal. It's an exciting time. Slammiversary is pretty much their WrestleMania. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is an exciting time. You have people like Grace showing up in NXT, Joe Hendry, Tatum Paxley from NXT showing up on TNA. You've got, and No Quarter Catch Crew. There's a lot of exciting things for TNA. So I'm very excited for Slammiversary. I'm excited even, and I'm an AJ Francis hater, not the human, the character. I'm even excited for First Class to get beat up. You know what I mean? I'm excited for the shenanigans. I'm excited for it. And I think that now is a great time. And I've been saying this for like the past, I want to say year, maybe. Now's a great time to be a TNA fan. It's an amazing time to be a wrestler. And if you were concerned about getting into it, you've got people you already recognize. The former Dolph Ziggler, Nic Nemeth. You can't go anywhere in wrestling and not hear Joe Hendry. You can't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere. So there's a lot of things to be excited for. And I truly feel that this Slammiversary, especially with the NXT partnership, I'm hoping, wishing, and praying, but I feel like viewership is going to be up. And I think it's going to give TNA a look, corporate side, where people are going to be like, okay, we see you, TNA. We see you. And I think it's a long time coming.
Yeah, and it's really been helped by this NXT-TNA partnership. Like you said his name, and he's right appearing above your head. You have the eyes of Joe Hendry right above your head because you said his name.
He could do no wrong.
Hey, my daughter loves Joe Hendry. I put her on. She saw her on, I think, last week's TNA Impact, and all she told my missus when she got home, she's like, put on Joe Hendry. I want to see Joe Hendry wrestle.
Mom, no time for speaking. Joe Hendry, please.
we showed her my interview with Joe Hendry, and she's like, Dad, call Joe Hendry. She thinks he's my friend now.
That's crazy.
She thinks he's my friend now. Yeah.
Father, yes. That guy, somebody said Joe Hendry looks like if a Labrador Retriever could wish to be human, that would be Joe Hendry. And it's wholesome. It's not even this is like, you're the goodest boy. Yeah. What do you want to be? A wrestler. Okay. Joe Hendry.
It's like they put a Labrador in John Cena's body. Like that. and made him British.
Scottish. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry. Scottish. My apologies. I know they get very offended by that. My apologies.
Drew McIntyre is already in your chat like, the fuck?
He putting out shade on the Twitter machine on me already right now. Damn.
I mean, you can't
but
I don't read it.
0 to 10, I'm at like a solid 7.5. Before we get into any other matches, I'm at like a solid 7.5. Maybe when we talk about the matches more, maybe I'll get into it. There's a couple of matches where I'm like, okay, you kind of just threw this on here. But like the main title matches, I'm very much invested in. So that's why I'm at like a 7.5 before Saturday show.
That's fair. I'm at like a 9. I want to say 10, but I'm not going to hold you. There's a few matches like you agree. I know I just gave AJ Francis a compliment, but I don't want to see that match. I don't want to see PCO versus AJ Francis. I want to see that. That could be on the pre-show. But to say I don't want to see that is denying the fact that AJ Francis has been working his ass off with Rich Swann. And again, the character is not for me, but in the sense of you are a heel, so you're getting under my skin. Of course the character is not for me. I don't know that man from a can of paint. What I do know that man from is people cooking him. Now he's found a way to forge his own path, and he's being featured on TNA regularly. And I keep bringing up AJ Francis because I feel like he's very easy to hate. You know what I mean? And he is a perfect example of, yeah, you may hate me, but they love me backstage. And yeah, I'm doing my part and I'm getting more TV time. You know what I mean? So I'm excited even for stuff that I don't like.
And I had the opportunity to interview AJ Francis this week. It's up on the channel right now. And we talked about his rivalry with Joe Hendry. And he got me stumbling over a question. He was like, tell me who Joe Hendry was feuding with before me. No one remembers. He just hit me before I could answer. He was like, no one remembers because I couldn't. I was like, bro. I know he feuded with Moose last year. I know he feuded with Brian Myers. I know Joe Hendry rivalries by his songs that he makes. But the songs that he made on AJ Francis is what started his rise this year. That to me,
I disagree.
Can you please get fired? Oh my God.
But Edge's bitch, 10 out of 10. You were
that was great, but that's in the spring. That's in the spring, summer of last year. I don't know what he was doing.
I don't know what he was doing.
I don't know what he was doing in the tail end of 2023. It was a little like he was on the pre-show pretty much. AJ was right. I checked it back after our interview. I was like, yeah, Joe Hendry was on the pre-show.
Not you getting worked by AJ. Not you getting worked.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of AJ Francis now. He got me. He
got me, gal. You know, I have no choice but to stand, period.
I'm here for it. But let's talk about the countdown to Slammiversary, which will be, I believe, starting about an hour before the show goes live. And we got a title match on there, as it's going to be the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship being defended by Militia, Masha Slamovich, and Alicia Edwards. They will go up against Spitfire. Spitfire has been trying to build their way back up to get their opportunity at the Knockouts World Tag Team Championships since losing it to Militia a few months back. They've been fighting against Tasha Steelz. They fought each other in a 10-minute challenge, really being basically motivated by Lars Fredrickson, but he left them on their own. He said he's got to bid them adieu. They've done the work to come back together to get their opportunity here, and they get a shot at the Knockouts World Tag Team titles with Militia, who's been actually doing well with one another, despite their kind of Masha being adjacent to the system. She's not a member of the system, but Alicia is. What do you think about the build to this matchup here, and who do you think walks out with the tag team titles?
I'm going to answer that in reverse. I think Spitfire walks out with the titles. I don't necessarily agree with it. However, Masha needs to get back to the main event scene. Yeah, I said it. I know why she was kept away from the main event scene. You want to give other people a chance to breathe. I get it. And you want to put a title on Masha. But at this point, TNA has a tag team problem. Knockouts tag team problem, but any place that has women tag teams, North American side has a tag team problem. So you're going to put it on Spitfire, who was a Franken team, who just got a name, from a Franken team who's in a dominant faction, for them to challenge who? Because Decay isn't there. Havoc hasn't been seen since Ash by Elegance beat her up. And then who else is there as a tag team? Giselle Shaw and Gail Kim are together, and that's another Franken team. You know, Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans haven't been together forever. So to me, it's a knee jerk. And I'm not mad at Spitfire winning it because you're an actual tag team. But if they get it, who else? I think there was another team that they just signed who was on before that with a Hex or something like that.
The Hex, yeah.
But where have they been? They had 1 or 2 matches. Allison Kay and oh my God,
Marty Bell.
Thank you. Her name was right on the tip of my tongue. I'm like, bro, like, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I like it for Spitfire, but in the larger story, it's like, okay.
It's very much challenger of the month with the Knockouts tag team championships. And this has been a little bit of a feud, but like I said, they kind of had to do singles matches to build themselves back up to get a shot at the Knockouts tag team titles. But I do agree with you. I think Spitfire win the titles, but they really have to kind of look at their entire knockouts division and who are going to be tag teams, who are going to be singles. They seem to be kind of like have individuals who they like have kind of pegged as like singles performers, like a Giselle Shaw, and they're kind of building her up right now. You know, you got Tasha Steelz, who's a former champion, but like who is going to be in this knockouts tag team division? I definitely agree with you. They got to settle on that.
Yeah, I think it's not a problem for it to change titles. I just want it to mean something in the long run. And I think that your roster has enough people that you aren't using, quote unquote, to make them a tag team. And I always think back, like when I first started watching wrestling, how much I hated the Iconics and now how much I really miss them. Because like that was a very solid tag team. Even the Riot Squad is one of those things like I don't see that anymore. I don't even have Decay to be like, okay, at least there's Rosemary and Havoc, so you could really have a test of skill. So if you win, then what? Who's your challenger? Masha Alicia?
Militia again. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna feud with them for a while, I guess.
I have a contractual rematch, so.
Oh, I do know one tag team, and I think one of the individuals is here that is slowly, very slowly, coming together here. But the next matchup we'll discuss is the four-way matchup that was announced, four-way knockouts match that was announced on last night. TNA Impact is going to be former Knockouts champion Tasha Steelz versus AAA alum, AAA star Fabi Apache versus Giselle Shaw versus Zaya Brookside. Zaya Brookside has kind of been involved in the story that's been going on, the love story of PCO and SDL, Steph DeLander. So I think that maybe Steph DeLander and Zaya Brookside may start a tag team, I guess, coming out of this. That could be something. Giselle Shaw has been on the rise since making her return to TNA thanks to help and motivation from Gail Kim. You got the AAA representative in Fabi and Tasha Steelz, the former champion. I'm going to go with Giselle Shaw here. Giselle, like I said, is on the rise here. What do you think about this four-way knockouts matchup?
I agree with everything you said. I think Giselle Shaw takes this. I think it'll be a good match. All of these competitors are fantastic. And Zaya, every time she's in the ring, is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I do agree with you and one Joel Pearl about Zaya, Steph DeLander tag team. But I think that goes back to what I said about, hey, we're back at the Franken team issue. Are we going to keep them? Because I wouldn't mind. That's a really cute odd couple. Because Steph DeLander's miserable. And Zaya Brookside is like, love and magic and peace. I would live. But how long are we going to keep them together before Steph DeLander goes and does her own thing? Or Zaya Brookside, rightfully so, this is just me, I could see her being a future X Division champion. I could. Not now. But she's got that spunk. She's got that. Like, I could see her, because like we've had Jordan Grace be X Division. We've had other people be X Division. I could see it. But if not, her with Steph DeLander would not be bad. I just want to see a robust tag team, considering that you're very top heavy for your Knockouts World Championship. You're very top heavy. So Steph DeLander, Zaya Brookside wouldn't be bad. But yeah, I think Giselle Shaw wins this. She's been they're pushing her really, really hard. And I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I think she might be the person who becomes like Knockouts World Champion sometime this year.
Soon,
I
yeah. I agree with that.
Next, we got kind of what probably going to be the main event of the countdown to Slammiversary, a rivalry that's been building for the last couple of months here, as it's going to be Jonathan Gresham going one-on-one with Kushida. It was on the pre-show, I believe, to Under Siege that Jonathan Gresham made his return to TNA under the mask after a few weeks of doing these vignettes, and he revealed his octopus ink that caused Kushida to get sick, as well as the referee in the matchup to get sick. This led to Kushida doing intensive research and going to a doctor, lab test on the ink. He even appeared in the pre-show to Against All Odds as Jonathan Gresham went against Sami Callihan, and he got a sample of the ink and did more research and testing on it, on why people were actually getting sick because of it. These two men were in the number one contendership for the X Division Championship that was won by Speedball Mike Bailey, because these two men couldn't get their hands off of each other. This rivalry that's been building for the last couple of months. And if you had told me that a Kushida versus Jonathan Gresham rivalry would be about Octopus Inc. and not about these two guys being great wrestlers, I would have called you crazy a few months ago, but it's TNA. I mean, what could I ask for?
I mean, honestly, that's right there, like TNA. I said this on Twitter. I said this last night. They should make a tag team and call them Time Squitters. Because Kushida has spit in people's face. And Jonathan Gresham is spit. And they can do double hot to that thing. Great Muda could be their coach.
She did it. She definitely did it. She definitely did it. She got it. She got it in.
Because I agree with you. Like, first of all, Jonathan Gresham going to lose. I'm sick of that. I'm already sick of that. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that. Y'all started pushing him before, and they said, nah, character change. Now you push him again, nah, character change. He looks menacing.
Yeah, because he was like teasing the heel turn when he was with Speedball, and then he turned heel, and then he was off television for a while, and then they did the vignettes with him getting therapy or going to AA meetings, and then out of that, he's had split personalities. That's his gimmick? That he's like a squid when he wrestles? And
I don't know. If I'm Jonathan Gresham, I'm going to HR. I'm going to HR because this is workplace harassment.
He's like, I didn't tell Tony Khan my PWI ranking for this.
Oh. I had to laugh because someone recently was telling me, I'm upset that I'm not going to be PW. Like, yo, relax. I'm not a wrestler, so I don't know.
You're like, it's not that serious to me, guys.
I got a list. You want to be on Cresta's Pro Wrestling Inside? I can name 500 wrestlers. You can be on the list if you want to be on the list that bad. Message DM me if you want to be on Cresta's Pro Wrestling Inside. I don't even know 500 wrestlers. I do $444.44. I'm not playing about my change.
Don't come up here with 43 cents, player.
Bro, because then you have to give me the whole thing over because I can't count. If you give me $443.43, that's $1 and a penny late. So now you got to give me $444 again because I can't count. You got to start all over.
See how this works? You see how this work out here in these streets?
The math is math. Now, I don't know. Like, not Marty McFly versus Squidward. I'm dead. I would like Gresham to win. But the way that they have been booking him, I feel like Triple H and Shawn Michaels, who booked this crap. I don't know. I think Kushida wins. I would like Gresham to win. I would like them to be a tag team and really just be time squitters. That would be just for me. If TNA did that, I would know you watch every podcast I'm on. I'm going to shoot my shot and send you a reel.
Higher Cresta.
Don't be a coward. What are you doing in your tag team division? These two guys are technical prowess, technical wrestlers. You got no spooky guys. Decay is gone. Black Taurus is gone. This is free. This is free. Time squitters.
Hey, Kushida, famous tag team wrestler with Alex Shelley, won multiple tag team titles with Shelley and the Time Splitters. You got Jonathan Gresham, who was a part of the Foundation, former Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion with Jay Lethal. So I'm just saying. It's not too far off base. I'm going to say Gresham gets the win. Because I think TNA is going to try to do everything, including pushing Jordan Grace's husband to keep Jordan Grace come January 2025.
Why did I dead forget that that's her whole man? That's her whole husband. I dead forgot in this moment. And you know what? You're right. I would be kissing the ground that Squidward walked on too. Stop playing. I'm not trying to lose Jordan Grace. Stop playing. And WWE's already getting her with the
Like, you want that Royal Rumble spot, girl? We got you. They amended the contract when Sean put that report for Fightful Select that they amended the contract. I'm like, I wonder who could have helped with amending that contract. I don't know who. Maybe it's someone that rhymes with Flaw Shebeck. I don't know. Maybe.
Stop it. I said this last night on the post show too. If I'm TNA, there are two people on my roster that I listen. You want a massage? You want to go to Bali? Joe Hendry and Jordan Grace, anything you want. And I mean, honestly, not for nothing. You better stop with the Rascals too, because Motor City Machine Guns ain't there no more. And the Rascals, Trey Miguel is fantastic. Zachary Wentz is fantastic. And I know Wentz and Desmond Xavier, now Wesley, were over there. They were MSK for a hot minute. And what happened with Zach, where he was let go, whatever it was happened. But I think that there is enough time that has gone by and the image has been rehabilitated. And they're a good tag team. That being said, we just talked about your tag team situation, TNA. I wasn't watching then, but I definitely remember a time when people were like, yo, your main event scene is gone. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. You know what I mean? Don't let it happen again. Don't let it happen again. And they got the money to make it happen again. So don't let it happen again.
Hey man, you over here, you hear Moose in interviews be like, this relationship's so much better than the AEW one.
Moose is trying to jump.
I'm doing my job, right? That's good. That's good, right? Right?
Bro,
you like that line, right?
I'm screaming because I thought the same thing when he was like, this is the best partnership we ever had. I see you. You on that Andrade time. I'm trying to do what I got to do. Listen. Hi, Papa H.
I heart Heartbreak Kid. Oh, my. Speaking of which, WWE NXT will be on the TNA Slammiversary card, as we're going to have the no quarter catch crew of Charlie Dempsey, Tavion Heights, and Miles Bourne teaming up against the reunited, and it feels so good, the Rascals, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, and yes, TNA will see the return of WWE NXT star formerly known as Desmond Xavier, now known as Wesley. The Rascals being back in the treehouse on last night's TNA Impact. The best part of that show last night for me. We also saw NQCC get the victory over the Rascals and Kushida in six-man tag team action. So this time they are bringing in Wesley to reform the Rascals in a TNA ring. This is a huge matchup to be added to this Slammiversary card. So, I mean, obviously, I got to go with the reunited Rascals here because they killed it on NXT this week against Gallus. I think they're going to kill it here with the NQCC, and we'll get a rare TNA beats NXT star win here, hopefully. No, it'll probably be Wesley getting the pin over his fellow NXT talent.
I was thinking the same thing, like, now, how y'all going to do that? How y'all going to do? Oh, no, Wesley will pin NXT, so it's fine. So when you go back to NXT, I got beef. Now I got beef. It makes... Use your noodle. It says booking, baby, booking.
Yeah. What do you think about them being reunited in this matchup here, and who you got?
I think it's great. I love seeing the Rascals, but it makes me want them, want them back. I wish this was something that they could do both shows. Not realistic. I do agree with you that I believe that Rascals do get a pin here, and I think they pin William Regal's son. And Charlie Dempsey has been really showing out. I'm thoroughly impressed with him. Even Tatum Paxley. And I don't watch NXT, not because I don't want to, but because I need a day where I don't watch wrestling. But it's like, these guys, I was impressed last night. I think last night's decision when NQCC, that's so much words.
That's a lot.
Yeah, when NQCC won, I was like, oh yeah, the Rascals are winning tomorrow. Because it makes sense. Kushida, you running off to go fight Squidward? That's about to be your best friend. Stop it. I'm sick of you. I don't know why I keep calling him Squidward now. I don't know. I think, not that I don't know. It's definitely the Rascals. I think it's going to be a good match regardless. I just want the Rascals to show up on NXT. And I wouldn't mind NQCC. I don't mind them showing up on TNA either.
UNITY.
Yo, that's how I feel. That's how I feel, bro. RESPECT. Like, I wasn't good at spelling, man. I'm pretty for a reason. I'm not smart.
She's like, I'm pretty for a reason. You can't do both.
Like, the fuck?
How many matches? But no, yes, I've really been liking Charlie Dempsey with his whole gimmick on NXT of being a fan of Tony D'Angelo and trying to do all these hits. Like they took out Damian Kemp they jumped him and put him in the trunk. And then Ren Sinclair saw them put him in the trunk. So he went to Tony D and was like, I need advice. Say you do something that you do and you get a witness and you have to take care of the witness. And Tony D's like, no, you got to take care of that yourself. I can't help you on that. I can't.
Listen, you're already telling me too much, and now I'm going to be an accomplice. I don't want to know no more.
I love Dempsey is really tapping into his father's sense of humor with the whole character he's been playing, but he's really good in the ring as well. But he is the one guy that I've been saying, I think he's had more matches outside of WWE than I've seen him in WWE this year.
That man's on his Young Lion schedule.
Stupid All Japan, this dude's in TNA, he's got GCW Bloodsport, like he's everywhere. So I gotta hand it to him. He is becoming slowly but surely the ace, like they've been calling him, the ace of NXT. So I'm looking forward to this matchup, but we're in agreement. The Rascals get the win. Eric Isaac says Rascals get revenge on their home turf. So
gonna be a fun one. Invite those guys to the treehouse to unwind because you guys seem very uptight.
We need to cut these cameras and
don't worry about it. Look, Papa H is cool. Randy Orton worked there. RVD used to work there. They really had Matthew Riddle doing no shoes, no service. It's fine. Just cut the cameras, dead ass.
Matthew Riddle.
One Matthew Riddle.
Riddle. That's how Santino would say it.
Oh, bro.
Riddle.
Matthew Riddle. No.
Why is that so funny to me? But here we go with one of the first matches that I was like, did this really need to be on especially the main card? And I like both guys, but I don't know. I usually do these whole pay-per-view previews and remind people of like the story leading up to the matches. I have no idea what the story is here. Mike Santana versus Jake Something. I think both are baby faces, but Jake Something has been teasing he's gonna go heel. Like he beat up his cousin Cody Deaner.
But
then they were teaming up again with each other. I guess they were just family. They had a family squabble. Mike Santana has been feuding with JDC, but he beat the crap out of him and got disqualified last night on TNA Impact and left him with a bloody nose. But I don't even know if they've had interactions together. It's a match. So, yeah. Cresta, what do you think? And what have you thought about Mike Santana's return to TNA so far?
I like both of these men, so I don't like this match because I don't want either one of them to lose. Now, Cody Deaner is messing and meddling his nose where it doesn't be. If y'all remember back to the Deaners, Cody Deaner beat up Jake Something to go join Violent by Design. So I'm not really jacking with you. You left me for dead to go join a cult who you murdered the cult leader. And now because you were jobbing out, you want to come and be a family. I don't know about all of that. I would beat you up too. I'm just saying. I got swole and I would beat you up too. That being said, Mike Santana's, I think, is definitely winning this. If Cody Deaner meddles, Jake Something's beating the brakes off that young man. And he has it coming. I do think this is a no story match. The match is going to be good, but I don't like it because one, it has no story. And two, I don't want either one of these guys to lose. Jake Something was on a rise. He was, in my opinion, he was courting the World Championship title. But then it just never happened. So now for him to lose to someone like Santana, and Santana's great. I think Santana is someone else who's going to be around the world title. And if I'm Moose, I'm shaking in my boots. You know, I'm shaking all four of my hooves to try to get away from Mike Santana, who's real hungry right now. So I don't know. I don't know why this is here. And again, it's going to be a good match. I'm standing firm on Mike Santana. Maybe I'm more of a storyline girly. I want it to make sense even this much so. And I think it might, if Deaner interferes, it's like, we want the people to what? He's like, Jason, like, yo, Deaner, get the out of here. Nobody, stop.
He's that one cousin you don't want around, but he's always around, always at your crib playing with your toys.
Eating all my food and then telling mom that I got company. Shut up. I didn't even invite you.
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Your mom on another date? Your mom's on another date?
Oh, why is she always dropping you here?
I agree,
that is Jake
though.
Something with Deaner. That is Jake Something 4,000%. Like, we're not even cool. You snitched on me. I had to go to juvie. Why are you here?
I agree, though. Mike Santana is going to get the victory here. And I agree also that Jake something felt like he was on the rise ahead of Rebellion when he got the shot at Mustafa Ali. I thought he had an opportunity to win there, but Mustafa Ali was still establishing his X Division title run. But I thought he would, very easily get some wins back, maybe go for the X Division title again, or like you said, go up to the heavyweight title, but hasn't really gone anywhere. So we'll see what goes down here. But I also got Mike Santana for the win. Now, the next matchup is another one where I was like, did this really have to be on Slammiversary? But at least they gave it some story on last night's TNA Impact, as you're going to have Broken Matt Hardy going one-on-one with JDC, Johnny Dango Curtis, who has been basically the system adjacent. He's been doing the hits for the system, trying to get into the group. He's the one that cost Mike Santana his number one contendership matchup to get into the main event, which it does give me hope as well, what you said earlier, Cresta, about Mike Santana potentially getting a world title shot, maybe after Slammiversary on one of the specials. But JDC got into this business of the Hardys when he interfered in their World Tag Team title matchup on last night's TNA Impact, pushing Jeff Hardy off the top rope before the Swanton. He then put a chair around his neck and broke his neck, having Jeff Hardy stretchered out of the building. Meanwhile, then you had Broken Matt, who was with his brother, being told by Tommy Dreamer that also his wife had been attacked, and it was JDC hitting women backstage. Damn, he a white beater? He beating someone else's wife? That's what you're trying to tell me?
He on his Randy Orton shit. I don't care. I said this too last night. There's a sliding scale for heels. The final frontier is Randy Orton, Moose, and Snitsky, because he kicked the baby. And I haven't seen a Snitsky in a while. He got fired.
He got clipped.
If you hitting women, putting them through tables, or just beating them up, oh, you're Moose. You're Bully Ray. You're Randy Orton. Randy Orton wouldn't care. Randy would be like, same thing with Bully Ray. Bully Ray's gonna be like, oh, I don't care. You go to the table. I don't care. 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 At this point, Matt Hardy gotta bust JDC open. That's your wife. You're a wife. And one thing about TNA, they're gonna put the Hardys on something. If they got the Hardys, they're gonna put the Hardys on something. So I'm not mad at this WWE match. This WWE ass match.
I was very much confused of why the biggest thing against all odds was Jeff Hardy's return. And I was like, as the weeks went by before last night's TNA, I was just like, why hasn't Jeff Hardy been announced for Slammiversary? Then I remember Slammiversary is in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And Canada is very specific about people who have DUI charges against them. So
yeah,
that's why Jeff Hardy got written off.
You could do everything right, and Canada be like, no, Canada. They don't play. They don't play. They don't play. People could have this shit from 92. They'd be like,
just ask the Usos.
Bro, Canada literally, you try to come in Canada with a DUI, literally Canada with that face like, I don't know about that. And you American? Oh, definitely not.
Get out of here.
He's British. Maybe he's get out of here. That's not funny. Don't drink and drive. That's not funny. But Canada really
no, it's not.
But Canada really don't let nobody in. They be like,
I don't know about that, Chief. But I'm gonna go with Broken Matt to get the win here.
I am too. But I feel like if you don't make JDC bloody, he beat your wife up for free. And Rebby's a tough girl. That's a tough girl. That's a very tough girl. So I don't know. But also I could see a world where JDC beats the fuck out of Matt Hardy to prove that he's good for the system. Because me and Joel were saying that the system loses everything else besides Moose. They lose all their titles tonight. And the system, and Moose is like, you guys suck. But you know who works? JDC. And JDC starts pulling a Solo Sokoa. It's like, yeah, now we doing it my way. Menace. Yeah, Moose. Yeah. That's a yeah, I don't know. If Matt wins, I think you really got to give him the old. But if JDC wins, I see JDC definitely giving Matt the old. Get out of here. Get out of here, granddad. Get out of here. I'm sick of you. Get out of here. So
Yeah, the only reason I'm going to go for the Brooke and Matt is just like I don't see them not giving a Hardy win on
Oh
this
yeah,
show.
yeah, that's
So.
fine. One thing about TNA, they love the Hardys.
They were still winning on their way out of the company last time. So, like, yeah, I don't see them losing here. He already lost that against all odds. I don't think he's gonna lose again.
Yeah, nah. You want Matt Hardy to leave? Stop playing with me.
They're on a per appearance deal anyway. Like, it's just like, y'all better stop. Y'all better stop right there.
Matt Hardy really be like, you not like me. I'm out this beat. You not like me. That's you cutting up your contract. Cut it up. Wah, 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 wah.
He's like, wah, 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 wah.
Him, his kids, and his brother. Wah, 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 wah.
Speaking of rapping, though, the aforementioned TNA digital media champion, AJ Francis, is here, and he's also going to be defending the International Wrestling Championship against Montreal, Quebec, French-Canadian monster himself, PCO. This rivalry all started when Steph DeLander was walking around with the PCO black rose, and AJ Francis thought the rose was for himself. He then interrupted Love. I even asked him about this. I was like, what's your problem with Love? Why don't you like the love that is PCO and STL ruining their first date, getting involved, drinking their champagne, and then throwing it in PCO's face? They zip tie PCO to the ropes, and then AJ Francis joined that esteemed list that Cresta gave of people attacking women as AJ Francis chokeslammed STL through the table right in front of PCO. Right in front of PCO. So who's gonna walk out with the victory here? As much as I, want to go for AJ Francis, I can't go for AJ Francis because it's in French Canada, as he said it on TNA Impact last night. French Canada. PCO, I got getting the win and becoming the new digital media champion. But Cresta, what have you thought about the build to this matchup? What do you think wins?
So AJ Francis is a hater. He doesn't like love. he's allergic to it, and he doesn't like to see happy couples together. That being said, I don't know if I want PCO to win this. PCO's gonna win this. Let's just start there. He was the first pick for the TNA from Impact. We're in his hometown. You gave us the history lesson. Thank you, AJ Francis. I never want to take you as history again. You gave us the history lesson about where this belt has been. And like right now, the character itself is a loser. You're a jerk. You're a bad guy. Even with Rich Homie Swan cheating, I think PCO picks this up. But I feel like at what cost? PCO doesn't need the digital media championship. That is just my opinion. I think it's better on AJ Francis. He's literally digital. He's literally on the media. PCO is a zombie. First of all, I'm sure that's an OSHA violation. Second of all, this guy who's actually on the media, you're going to take it from him and then kind of do what with it? Now, again, I cannot stress enough the character is not for me. But overall, looking objectively, you've been building him. He's a great heel. He's annoying. He gets a reaction from the crowd. Everyone loves to boo him because I'd rather be booed than people like, I'm going to go take a piss. You know what I mean? Like, he gets the crowd going. So it's like, what are we going to do with this? Certainly not the X division.
Hey, I can see him. He's a high flyer.
What's that other Joe Hendry song about this man not doing a dive? But it's like,
get ready to dive.
Bro, but even if you went to the X division, you gotta fight P-Paw, Speed Bailey. You gonna do that? You gonna fight Mustafa Ali? I mean, I know you can mix it up, but like, bro,
don't sleep on AJ. Don't sleep on TNA AJ Francis.
I'm not asleep, but I got both my eyes are one eye is half open. Put it like that. One eye is half open. I still got coal in my other eye. I'll believe it when I see it because Black Taurus surprised me too. And I'm willing to be wrong. I love being wrong when it comes to professional wrestling because it just means I get to learn more. So I want to be wrong. But if you don't push, if you take it off of him, even the title he purchased, what are we doing with AJ Francis? I could see a tag team because your tag team division back again to the complaint. I could see it. But then again, to me, it feels like Yeah, I mean, Rich Swann is a fantastic wrestler, and so is he. I don't know. I PCO wins this, but what do we do with AJ after? And that's what my concern is.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do even bigger stuff because he mentioned to me in the interview he still owns a victory over Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry never beat him in their rivalry, but he beat Joe Hendry. So I think that I could see them in the tag team division. I think there might be a reason why he interrupted the contract signing, that maybe he flirts with the TNA World Championship division as well. I think that they have really shined a light on AJ Francis, and he's one of their better heels in the I think outside of the system, him and his rich homie Swan at First Class, I think they are like the second biggest heels in the company.
I agree. I think it's a missed opportunity that they didn't do anything with the rich homie Quan song with that ooh for Rich Swann. I think it's a missed opportunity, and I think you, AJ, if you're listening, y'all need to. I know you rap, so you know, maybe talk to Rich homie Quan and do a song for Rich homie Swan. You know, I'm a dive. Ooh. I would dance. Who'd be in the club like?
Hey, we outside. I like his theme song. We outside.
We're not inside. We outside, but it's 95 degrees. So I'm inside at 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. We outside. AJ Francis B.
Bars. I'm gonna drop my mic.
I can't drop my mic, so I'm just gonna lower it.
I didn't drop mine either. I just made it look like okay.
Too expensive to drop that mic. Come on.
Love it. For the TNA World Tag Team Championships, we got the Systems. Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards will defend against the former champions, the ABC, Ace Austin and Chris Bay. They lost these championships, I believe, back in February to the System, and they've been building up, been trying to get back into the rings. I do think that both this and the Knockouts tag team titles very much have similar stories where they had to kind of like build themselves back up before they got their rematch. They even faced each other like Spitfire did in a one-on-one matchup. Very good matchup with Chris Bay getting the win over Ace Austin after Ace was questioning Chris Bay's focus on the tag team division. But now they're back together. They're fully tight. Can they regain the TNA World Tag Team Championships? Cresta, what have you thought about the build up to this matchup? Who do you think wins?
So as far as the winner, Ace of Base, the Ace of Base. I'm still standing by the System lose everything besides Moose. In the event that ABC loses, I said this last night and I'll say it again here. I'm standing on business today. I think Ace Austin turns on Chris Bay if they lose.
I think so too.
I think he's like, I've had it. And I've heard, and this is just me being a sweaty wrestling fan, I've heard Chris Bay say, you know, maybe I won't want to go for the world title. Who doesn't want to go for the world title? Maybe I might want to. And I think that these two together as a tag team, amazing chemistry, even against each other. I think there is a world where Chris Bay and Ace Austin go for the World Heavyweight Championship. There's even a reality where both of them win it at separate times. But booking-wise, if I'm putting on my hat, I'm keeping ABC together. ABC is going to win this. The System, I feel like at this point, has done its job. You guys have been the most hated with a stranglehold on these titles. So no matter who beats you, we're going to cheer. And I think that was your point. These are all fantastic wrestlers. Even Lish has been impressing the crap out of me. So I'm like, these are all fantastic wrestlers being jerks. So if Ace Austin and Chris Bay win here, not a problem. I could even forget that Ace Austin was like, I could forget that because you're tag champions. But I also just wonder if you do break them up, now we go back to what are you doing with your tag team division problem? Not everyone could be a single star. So I'm going to choose to be blind and say ABC wins and they're not going to break up, because if they break up, my heart will be broken. What do you think, SP3?
I'm going the opposite route. I'm going with the System for the win. And yes, I think Ace takes the loss and Ace then turns on Chris Bay in the post match.
I'm not mad at that.
I think them feuding with one another, I think that they have kind of this was like you said earlier. At first, this was like a Franken team. They both had joined the Bullet Club in New Japan, and Jay White's short run in Impact Wrestling back in 2021. That brought Chris Bay into the group. Then 2022, you get Ace Austin joining the Bullet Club, and then they just naturally formed together as a team through their mutual joining of the Bullet Club, and they became a team. They got their nice little run over in New Japan in the Super Junior Tag League, making it to the finals of that tournament, and then they really started finding their footing at the end of 2022 into 2023, winning the tag team titles. But it's been 2 years now of them as a duo, when they were naturally two of the guys like 3 years ago that everybody was like, those two guys are individually, they are going to become TNA World Champion at one point. I think that they have kind of got as much as they can as them as a duo. So now you got to split them off. And I think that Ace is better off being the heel than Chris Bay, who has really showed a lot being a kind of a plucky underdog babyface. And I think that you keep that. He's also got that cool factor to him as well. He's strong in the ring. I think that either one of these guys, either becoming X Division champion later this year and then feuding over that title, or even getting into the heavyweight title scene, what is the route to go. I trust in the system. I got the system for the win.
I'm not mad at that. And I will say that these two have made each other better, because before Ace Austin was a good guy, he was trying to fuck Eddie Edwards' wife. Like, I need y'all to remember that with Karrion Kross. He was out here
trying to fuck Trey's mom.
Yeah. Ace Austin was out here being real dirty. And Chris Bay was like, yo, my brother in Christ. But conversely, I feel like Chris Bay has always been that, yeah, guys. And even when he tried to be a heel, it's like, hey, come on, babe, be a good... Knock it off, Christopher Beethoven, please. Yeah, you're a finesser, but you're not a bad guy. So I think these two together, Chris gave Austin that kind of cool factor, and Austin gave Chris that edge. So I could see it. I want them to stay together, but what you're saying makes more sense, and I don't like it.
It's okay. I make beats to answer your question. The main card is going to start at 1 a.m. UK, and then the pre-show starts at 12 a.m. UK.
That's
I'm in
disgusting.
the UK for the summer, so I know.
Oh, you're in UK right now?
Yes, I'm in the UK right now.
I'm
here until September.
You did tell me this. You told me this.
Yeah. You'll be seeing me and be like, you probably be thinking like, SP3 looked tired at the end of these ROH reviews. It's because it's like 3 a.m. when you guys jump on the TNA for the TNA.
Shout out to the UK viewers who watch American wrestling, because ain't no fucking way I'm staying up for 3 hours at 1 a.m. to watch Raw.
Oh no! I tell everybody, I've said it here multiple times. You know when it's time for me to go to sleep on Raw? When they be like, up next, Karrion Kross in action.
Stop! I like Karrion Kross. Yo,
I like Karrion Kross when he's talking. When they say he's in action, that's when I'm like, oh, time for me to go to bed.
When Karrion Kross came to the main roster, all I could think of was I see the Godfather. Look what they've done to my boy. They massacred my boy. Oh God, damn, bro! Look what they've done to my boy. I like Karrion Kross. I liked him with Scarlett. The presentation was great, and then they put him in that damn gimp suit, and it's been over for him ever since. It's the same thing with Austin Theory. They put that Vince McMahon stink on him, torn that thing, and he's never been able to get that stink off of him. They massacred my boy. I love Karrion.
And they think turning Austin Theory babyface going to fix that. Okay, Paul.
No.
We'll see.
When Austin Theory gets on the mic or says something, I mute my TV. When he's wrestling, I go poop. And it's not his fault, because he wasn't that bad in the way. I don't know what Vince did. Ever since that, I was like, I don't care. Grayson Waller didn't help. Grayson Waller is fine, but that didn't help. It didn't.
And then Triple H thought he was recovering him after he gives him the worst Money in the Bank cash-in of all time on a mid-card title, and he loses, and then said, you know what? Now we're going to push him. And he wins the same title after he gets pushed? What?
Bro, at this point, Austin Theory needs to go into the lake of reincarnation. He got to wash that all off him. Jonathan Gresham to spit in his mouth or something like that. Austin Theory ain't got no chance in hell. No chance in hell.
He's like, he gotta get that Jonathan Gresham hot tui. But we go to
Something's gotta
the match.
give.
The match that I think is going to steal the show tomorrow night for the X Division Championship. Mustafa Ali defends against Speedball Mike Bailey. This one has been built very, very well. It started back when Speedball and Trent Seven are faced for the #1 contendership for the X Division Championship. And Mustafa Ali specifically screwed over Speedball in that matchup for Trent to get the win. It led to a great matchup at Against All Odds where Mustafa Ali was able to get the victory over Trent Seven, but everybody was still chanting the name of Speedball and wanting Speedball to get the opportunity at the undefeated X Division champion. And it led to Speedball Mike Bailey getting under the skin of Mustafa Ali so much that he was like, in your hometown, in Montreal, I'm going to give you an opportunity at the X Division championship. But like a regular politician, he then took it away. And then Speedball had to win it back in a #1 contender matchup against Kushida and Jonathan Gresham. But that led to Mustafa Ali's Secret Service team attacking Speedball and Trent Seven along with Champagne Singh. Then Mustafa Ali hit Trent Seven in the leg with a steel chair and put him in the sharpshooter, the Canadian move of all Canadian moves, right in the face of Speedball while the Secret Service team watched him. Speedball was looking for revenge last night on TNA Impact, which Mustafa Ali said, you can have an opportunity to face me before Slammiversary if you go through my Secret Service team. And we saw Speedball beat 4 of the Secret Service team members. Then he beat Champagne Singh, all 4 other like security members, who was obviously one of them was Mustafa Ali. I was like, Speedball, come on, you got to be smarter than this. There's obviously one of these is Mustafa Ali, but he was looking at the entranceway, which led to Mustafa Ali attacking him from behind with a nightstick and getting a visual pin on Speedball, and then tried to basically renege on this title match at Slammiversary afterwards, only for Santino to tell him no. But it's been a fun build to this matchup. I think, honestly, I would say the best build to any of these matchups at Slammiversary has been this matchup here. And if you saw them face each other back in February in Prestige, you know this is going to be great. What have you thought about the build, Cresta? Who do you got winning and walking out with the X Division Championship?
We the fans win because this match is going to slap. This match is going to be so good. We're winning. I honestly don't know. I teeter between Ali is going to screw this man in Montreal because it would be the piece de resistance for you and your crappy politician to where Speedball might get the visual pin, but you are going to Montreal screw job this man. And then I'm like, no, Speedball going to win in his hometown. Speedball going to win in his hometown. And Ali, who has had an amazing run, can go to the main event scene. But now the main event scene is like, hey, there's too many people in here. Hey. But if not Montreal, where do you crown Speedball?
It's like, yeah, where else except for Montreal? So yeah, I think we're finally gonna see the end of this undefeated streak. I think Speedball
Ali needs to lose. He's a jerk. His character's a jerk. He's a jerk. He absolutely deserves to lose. I would still vote for him over any president I got going on right now. I would vote for Ali. Oh, I don't care. But in the confines of wrestling right now, he's a jerk. So I don't know. I truly don't know who wins. I know this match is going to be good, but I could see the cheating to win. I could see the Montreal screw job, and then you put the title on Bailey the next night, so you can have the headline for coming out of Slammiversary. I could also see Bailey getting the win in his hometown, and Ali getting really prissy pressed, trying to do a runoff the next night for Ali to be like, knock it off. You're done. You lost. You lost. Get out of here. You lost. So I don't know. I don't know. I see the chat. Speedball is waiting for the reason PCO was losing. Yeah,
I can see that. I can see them doing the WWE. They're working with WWE where only one of you hometown.
Only one. Only one of you can win. And even then, I'm going to be real with you. If it's one person, it might be PCO. Like, I know that sounds crazy to say, but PCO was TNA's overall first pick when they switched from Impact to TNA. Or back to TNA. So that may not seem like a lot, but he was one of the first champions. They talk about him all the time. He's the first. And Ali screwing Speedball makes absolute sense here. Like absolute sense. Montreal
And
school job is free.
Hey, Body Slam did the report where Ali could say that doesn't work for me, brother.
That's a fact. That's a fact too. He could JBL it. He could walk up the ramp, a DQ, but still you're champion.
Hey, he got the win. His Speedball got the win in Montreal, but I keep my title. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not fighting this guy. He got no shoes on. That's an OSHA violation.
OSHA.
Everything's an OSHA violation. Everything to me. Yo, you got people bite. This man is an undead zombie. This guy got no shoes on. And this other guy is biting people. Nah, yo, where OSHA? Hey, yo.
Facts were stated. Facts were stated for sure. But next, we got the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Another matchup that's been built for a while, as it's going to be Ash challenging Jordan Grace for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Jordan Grace will be looking to tie the most defenses of any Knockouts World Champion in history with Taya Valkyrie with this victory here as she goes against Ash by Elegance, who has been scouting and watching all of Jordan Grace's matches since she won the title back at Hard to Kill over Trinity. She has been watching, whether it be via satellite, whether it be in the stands, whether it be at ringside. Ash by Elegance has been scouting Jordan Grace and even screwed Jordan Grace out of her opportunity at the NXT Women's Championship, showing back up in WWE at Battleground when she faced Roxanne Perez, screwing her over there. Then they had the interaction at Against All Odds where Jordan Grace got a measure of revenge against Ash by Elegance, only for Ash to lay out Jordan Grace to set up this title match here. And she's been on vacation ever since, while Jordan Grace has continued to be fighting and defending her championship. Is this the end of Jordan Grace's run, or do you see it going on longer? Or are we going to see an Ash by Elegance TNA Knockouts title reign? What do you think?
You will see a George Iceman Knockouts title reign before you see an Ash by Elegance title reign. The only person that got over in that duo was George Iceman. I'm going to be real with you. I have tried to give this woman Grace a chance, tried to get into the storyline. I gotta tell you, I don't know why this is on the card. I get why, because it's Jordan Grace, but it's like the build, yeah. But I haven't seen Ash do anything. You know what I mean? In my heart, I hope it's a squish, squash, and then Taya Valkyrie comes out. You're not gonna beat my title. Because what? You watch Ring of Honor, what is Taya Valkyrie doing?
Nothing. So
I mean, she free. She can go back to Canada. You know what I mean? Like, and if not, I don't know how this is a competitive, believable match. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know how this is a competitive match. We haven't seen Ash for months. And when she does wrestle, it's, and then cheating. So that's not going to work for Grace, because that doesn't work for her brother at all. At all. I feel like she put Moose in a Grace driver. So what makes you think Ash by Elegance? What makes you think? I don't know. I say I don't know in the sense of, if this isn't a squash, I might have to pen a strongly worded letter to TNA management. Like, I don't mind someone else coming out. Joel was like, Natalia. I think Taya Valkyrie is a good shout. Deanna's not coming back. Right now, she beefing with Thunder Rosa. But I don't know. If Grace doesn't win and it's not a squash, my brain is just gonna go. So I don't know. What do you think?
I think Jordan Grace picks up the victory here, retains the TNA Knockouts World Championship. And yes, I do agree with Joel. I think Natalia comes out post-match, and that's your next program for the TNA Knockouts World title.
I'd live.
I just got my deal from WWE. It's been months since you see me, and I'm right here.
I will never be mad at anyone getting their money. If you want NXT one day and then the next day you want AEW, I'm like, you son of a bitch, get your money. Get your money.
Get your money up.
Get your money up. I'm over here getting my funny up. You over here getting your money up. Get your money. Get your money up. I ain't mad. You're like, that's not loyal. Like, who cares about being loyal? Get your money.
Ain't about being loyal. It's about getting that back. That's what I'm here for.
You think they're loyal to you? Get your money.
Be loyal to that bag. But Finally, we've made it to the main event, Cresta, for the TNA World Championship 6-way elimination matchup. Moose defends against Josh Alexander, Frankie Kazarian, Nic Nemeth, Steve Maclin, and Joe Hendry. These 5 men qualified for this 6-way matchup. Josh Alexander defeating his Team Canada 2.0 teammate Eric Young. Steve Maclin defeating former TNA World Champion Sami Callihan. Frankie Kazarian squeaking by Mike Santana via a count out in his qualifying matchup. Nic Nemeth defeating former TNA World Champion Rich Homie Swan, and Joe Hendry beating the aforementioned Jake Something to get the victory in there. So these 5 men challenging Moose, who has held the title since Hard to Kill, and Joe Hendry has been getting under Moose's skin because Joe Hendry owns a victory over Moose from last year, and Moose has never beaten Joe Hendry. Is it time to crown Joe Hendry? Are we going to see Josh Alexander finally claim back the TNA World Championship? I was literally convinced that Nic Nemeth was going to win the title back at Rebellion. Maybe he wins it here. Or is Steve Maclin going to regain the TNA World Championship? Or Frankie Kazarian finally win the gold? What have you thought about the build to this matchup? Who do you got winning tomorrow?
The build has been fantastic. I'm not mad at it. Who do I have winning tomorrow?
I believe in Joe Hendry.
He's not winning though. I think Moose is gonna cheat. The system is gonna cheat these guys out their boots. JDC is gonna cheat these guys out of their boots. That whole group is gonna get cheated out of their boots. Fuck. I gotta stop swearing. You're gonna get demonetized. I feel.
No, don't worry. This is True Hill Heat. We're born to curse here.
Okay. Yes. Honestly. The person I feel bad for in this situation is Maclin. Now, this is coming from somebody who was down on Maclin, high on Maclin, down on Maclin, high on Maclin again. Because you have been sniffing that world title since before Kazarian, before Moose, Nemeth, or Hendry. You were beefing with Alexander. And for whatever reason, you always on the outskirts of life. So now you finally get a chance, and you got this guy who's got a billion dudes in the system. Nic Nemeth, whose brother is going to be like, nah, and Joe Hendry, who's got all of this crowd momentum behind you. Frankie Kazarian will cheat to win, and that's somebody's uncle. He's not winning. And Josh Alexander, whether he wins or loses, is going to be fine. I think Moose retains here. I think Moose cheats. System, JDC. I personally think this is a fantastic time to put it on Joe Hendry. Don't be a coward. But much like the Jordan Gay situation, I'm trying to kiss the ground that this man walks on. Because if you don't do it now, Joe Hendry is a fantastic world champion for any company. And you can see he's a baby face through and through. And there's not too many good baby faces. There's only one baby. Well, he's not a baby face. Joe Hendry's a bad guy. Joe Hendry's a secret bad guy. His promos when he first came out stole somebody's inheritance. He slept with someone's wife. He did the music videos are disrespectful. He's not a good guy, but he's a good guy. You know what I mean? And he's someone that everyone could cheer for. And there's not too many straight up baby faces or someone who gives the appearance of a baby face. Only one I can think of off the top of my head is Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes is believe, and he means that shit. He means that shit. I think Joe Hendry could mean it, but he's mean-spirited too. So, it could work out. I think Moose is going to retain. And if it's not Moose, I don't know who else they would put it on besides Joe Hendry. Nic Nemeth, you should have been pulled the trigger on. Not for nothing, I don't know how long Nic Nemeth is staying here. If I'm Maclin, when I go backstage, everyone's getting a punch in the face. Everyone's getting a punch in the face. Everybody. And if I'm Josh Alexander, I'm chilling because I know it's going to come back around to me anyway.
Word. He's like, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. I'm shooting in the TNA gym. I'll be here. Y'all can put it back on me whenever.
If I'm looking at just the picture for Moose, Kazarian, Josh, they're not worried because the title going to come back to me eventually. Nemeth, Hendry, Maclin, I don't know. If I'm them, I'm like, yo, especially Maclin, because again, before any of these other guys, it was me and Alexander. And for whatever reason, injury, I held it for a high time. Everyone's getting a slap. Everyone's getting a slap because I know it's not going to be Maclin. I tell you that. Everyone's getting a slap. Everybody's getting a slap, especially that Nemeth guy. I hate your hair. Yeah, I think Moose retains.
I am going to believe in the sensation, the answer to all life's questions. I'm going to believe in Joe Hendry I already said on In the Weeds earlier that I kind of agree with you that I don't know if they're gonna pull the trigger because there's TNA. It's TNA. It's TNA. That's my reasoning. That is TNA. It's TNA.
It'd be a very TNA thing to do. We've got this really hot product. We got something really good right now. Should we pull the trigger? I mean,
no. We'll wait. We'll wait till Bound for Glory. We'll wait till then.
Shut up. And then not do an Ultimate X match or a Bound for Glory match at that. Then I'm sorry. The intrusive thoughts won there.
But yes, I'm gonna say on our preview that yes, Joe Hendry should and will get the win, become the new TNA World Champion, because you got to strike while the iron is hot. There is no guarantees that he will be as hot as he is right now come October. I do think that it is in TNA's playbook to wait until Bound for Glory, a one-on-one matchup between him and Moose, to have him finally be crowned there. But there's no guarantee. Despite him showing up on NXT more regularly now, there's no guarantee that by the time you get to October, 3 months from now, he'll still be as hot as he is right now. You got to strike while the iron is hot, and no one is hotter than Joe Hendry.
And I'll even take it one step further. I feel like the whole purpose of the system was to create a bunch of champions that people dislike. Good wrestlers, but annoying. Like the worst people. That being said, when they lose, even if Kazarian pinned Moose, I'd be like, you know what? You deserve it, Moose. I don't care. Like, do I want Kazarian to be champion? Not necessarily. But Moose, you're the worst. You're literally the worst. You're like literally. George Iceman could pin you, and I'd be like, you know what? That's fair. That's fair because you're the worst. You're the worst. So to me, it doesn't take away anything from putting the championship on Joe Hendry from Moose. Again, going back to just the picture alone, Moose, Kazarian, and Alexander, I know it's going to come back around. I'm not worried. I'm totally not worried. But these other guys, not to say that they're not lifers or they won't be around, Joe Hendry's hot as hell right now. And if I'm Joe Hendry, I'm looking for what's in top or what's ahead of me. And if you're not going to give it to me here, it looks like NXT was willing to give it to me there. If I'm Nic Nemeth, I'm already disillusioned because I already lost. I'm already pissed. And if I'm Maclin, I'm pissed. I'm just pissed.
Y'all made me lose for the world title and the world tag team. I couldn't even win it with my brother.
That's crazy. Are you going to let this guy win it with his brother? That's crazy.
And then you brought in the Hardys, a better brother duo. Like, y'all just disrespected me now.
I'm Nic Nemeth. I'm back there with Steve Maclin just slapping people out.
It's like, oh, you missed that person? Let me slap him for you. I'm gonna slap him.
This is the tag team we really need. Maclin and Nemeth is going around slapping people. The true good hands.
like Maclin, like, man, my title reign lasted as much as yours when you had a concussion, Nemeth, back in WWE.
Crazy. Insane madness. Not wrong. Madness.
But yes, that is our predictions for the TNA Slammiversary card. We got Eric Isaac, who agrees with you, saying Moose wins, but Joe Hendry wins at Bound for Glory. We also got I Make Beats, who says, I believe in Joe Hendry. Nah, he ain't gonna win. Laugh my ass off.
I mean, like, going back to what SP3 said, if we talk about TNA's booking historically, someone could be hot. It could make sense. I will always go back to Jordan Grace, and when people were like, you've got Grace, you've got Deonna Purrazzo, why not make it for the world heavyweight champion? Why does Bessa Blanchard have to be the black mark on your eye? You have two girls here that'll work it. And what did y'all do? Nothing. Until the Royal Rumble, when the Fed was like, yeah. I love you, TNA, but like sometimes y'all... And when you pull the trigger, no one cares no more. Like, come on.
And she won the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. So that was the perfect entryway for her to go for the world title or X Division title. And no, it was like, no, she's going to cash it in for the Knockouts Championship. I was like, okay.
Not mad at that cool. Because it shows the
Not
importance of the Knockouts Championship. But I always stay intent on why is Bessa Blanchard the only... I'm upset, but I'm not going to mess up Sean's house. He got beat up yesterday. He's got a nice, lovely home.
I'm gonna call her Nessa Blanchard because she loves N-words. Anyway, Ooh,
her and Hogan were at the RNC last night, brother. If our trauma is allowed.
That Tessa Blanchard. Yeah.
She's a real inspiration. Now stop you. We're allowed. Listen, if you say the N-word in public, Black people are gonna make fun of you. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. We're gonna make fun of you. We're gonna make fun of you because we know you're not safe. Sorry.
That was our public service announcement. Cresta, as always, it's always so much fun when I get to chop it up with you, talk some wrestling. So I want to give you the floor, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, where they can see all your streaming content, your great TikToks, your post show for TNA, your guest appearances on Grab City. The floor is yours.
Hey, it's me, your girl, Cresta Starr. Thank you, SP3, for having me. I always love to talk about wrestling. If you need to get more of your Cresta fix, first I'm going to tell you to go to my Twitter, Cresta the Star. There's a link tree in my bio. Anywhere else on social media is going to be Cresta Starr, except for Facebook, because I don't have one of those chicken shit things. That also being said, you can see me every Thursday and Saturday over here on Fightful. Fightful's only in October. Fightful every Thursday. Myself and Joe Pearl go over all things TNA Impact. On Saturday, typically, I'm usually on Collision with Iridian and Rick. And sometimes I show up on Grab City if I wake up before 10 a.m. Outside of that, I'm live every Monday. That's a lot. I'm live every Wednesday for AEW Dynamite on TikTok.com/Cresta Starr and Twitch.tv/Cresta Starr. Sometimes I stream on Mondays, sometimes I stream on Fridays, and sometimes I stream video games. Hopefully I'll see you there.
Love it. Check her out. Always one of the best follows in the game. You can follow me on the Twitter machine right here, True Heel SP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Heel Heat. Patreon.com/True Heel Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content, and that's the best place to support us when we are not here on the channel. But check out all the great content we got on the channel right now. Like I said before, our interview with AJ Francis was a lot of fun, so check that out before Slammiversary. Check out AE Ramble, our review of AEW Dynamite from yesterday with me and Jimmy, breaking down the MJF and Will Ospreay matchup. And we'll be talking about that tomorrow at 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. The True Heel Heat Flagship podcast as the OG trio. Top Guy JJ, Miss Chrissy Love will be joining me to talk about this week in wrestling and final predictions from them for Slammiversary, as well as NJPW's G1 Climax tournament. So we'll be talking all things professional wrestling tomorrow. Join us for that. But for Cresta, it is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. This has been our TNA Slammiversary 2024 preview. We are signing off until next time.